is where it all begins. The leap of faith, the first step to the journey towards the unknown, the challenging, the daunting. But when we're together, hand in hand, the journey becomes exciting. We're partners, you and I, together, facing your fears, pursuing your passion, breaking boundaries, building your future, overcoming challenges, celebrating every achievement. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. The partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.
Failed multiple times to win definitely isn't something that easy to accept, but the regret and sadness aren't the choices. Don't focus on the failure, but focus on the purpose. Do your best. The real knights are those who get up and work hard. Unite the spirit, unite our heart to reach our dreams. Always remember, result never betray the process. All night, let's rise and fight for Indonesia.
Ball is up, and immediately jump ball violation.
So the action stops just as it starts.
At this point in the season, there's no more feeling out, I presume, for both teams.
Yeah, I think that they've got to just come out of the gates bursting out on what they really feel are their strengths. There's no need to test the playing field anymore.
Here we go. Here's that matchup that we talked about. That's Watkins versus Fields. Esho is guarding Alexander. Herring on Young. Alexander, spot up Jay. No go.
As you see there, Brandon Jawato is actually switching off from Delvin Go onto Xavier Alexander. It's going to be interesting to see how versatile his defense is.
And we saw a couple of times as Herring takes the jumper. Oh! Watkins nearly took Fields' head off.
What an opening that would have been to the game.
Desmond O tries a three. That is short. And we talk about Jawato sometimes, well, more often than not, exploits his matchup, given that he uses his speed and size very well.
He's a great defender.
Watkins open things up with a jumper, 2-0.
Both teams not attacking the basket aggressively right now, feeling it out from the range.
A near steal by Douglas Herring.
Douglas Herring he's just been a menace all season since he's joined the team, just picking off passes, picking off dribblers. And that's why he was the midseason defensive player of the year.
He leads the league with steals at 2.85 per game as Fields takes the mid-range jumper, no go. Desmond O to Alexander, drives inside. Foul call on the drive.
Xavier Alexander just does that so well. He just drives strongly to the paint. He gets a gather, and it's just so difficult to stop once he gathers steam. And that's why he's one of the league leaders in field goal attempts and getting fouled.
This season, Xavier Alexander averaging 21.4 points, 8.3 rebounds, 8.1 assists. So he's doing, as he's known for, doing a little bit of everything for the Slingers.
And he's also added a steady free throw shot. Teams aren't able to foul him purposely anymore as he is more consistent from the line.
Herring, floater. Watkins again tries the tip and dunk. Unsuccessful that time, but a whistle is called. That is a push on Delvin Go.
And you got to like that from Watkins. You like to see him go aggressively into the paint. He's their leading big man. And once he's able to clear the spot down in the paint, I just think it opens up the floor for the other players to roam more freely.
14 on the shot clock. We go to Watkins. Long way long, 10 to work with. Loses the basketball, Young has it. Young to Alexander, Alexander back to Young. Young flips it up and in.
The Singapore Slingers are just so deadly in the open court in transition with Xavier Alexander and Jaren Young driving towards the paint.
There we go. That will get the crowd up on its feet. Brandon Jawato. Fields, jumper. That's good, quiets the crowd.
We'll have to see on this possession if the CLS Knights will go back to Brandon Jawato, who has Delvin Go on him. That's a mismatch that they have in the speed side. We'll see if he can keep on taking advantage as he did earlier.
Jawato for three. That's a miss. Alexander attacks. Goes to Young. Directs traffic. Fields a jumper again. Not that time.
CLS Knights seem to be sitting a little bit in their zone. They know that the Singapore Slingers do not usually take advantage of the range, but what a drive there by Jawato once again.
Brandon Jawato uses his speed. So Brandon Jawato can have a big game today. He's been quiet the past couple of games. Fields, floater, miss. The Knights are pushing once more. Long way long resets the offense for the Knights. Esho, quick first step, drives inside, layup is good.
Coach Neo Bengsink has got to be not pleased with how the...
Oh, what a jam! Jaren Young.
He's going to be pleased with that, though. But on the defensive end, they have just got to do a better job of defending the first step. 3 consecutive possessions, the CLS Knights have gotten to waltz all the way towards the basket.
Back and forth we go. Jawato sidestep. Layup is too strong. You gotta love the action between these two teams. Turnover. Knights basketball. But that's another interesting matchup. Young and Herring.
Yeah, and Douglas Herring, he just put so much pressure on the ball handler. Just gonna see if the Slingers are gonna continue with having Jaren Young handle the ball or go back to Xavier Alexander initiate the offense.
Coming up on 5.5 minutes in the first. Watkins versus Fields. Watkins, turnaround jumper, no. Delvin Go. Beautiful move inside for 2.
So Delvin Go on the other, and he takes advantage with his size on Brandon Jawato, getting into the post and turning towards the basket. Good recognition of him there.
Slingers take the 9-8 lead. Steal, Young, Xavier. Oh, beautiful pass. Fields finishes off.
Once again, that fast break opportunity by the Slingers. They're gonna keep attacking if they have those chances.
Herring is number 1 in steals, but number 3 and 4 are Young and Alexander. Watkins gets the miss. Battle for the rebound. The ball is still with Indonesia.
Jared Watkins, though, hustling that effort on the offensive board. He already has 3 so far in this game.
You gotta appreciate that effort. You know, Max Escher is having a terrific season. Harry, we talked about his steals, his assists, and they need a big game from Daryl Watkins. Timeout on the floor. Black Bears scored 38 in the first. Wow. But back here in Gorkar Jaya. Jawato, jumper. That's good.
He's feeling it today. Brandon Jawato already with 6 points here in this game.
He has a skip to his step, trying to exploit that matchup against Delvin Go. Fields loses the basketball. Lights are running. Wong Wei Long. He thought about the 3, you could tell. Now uses the pick from Watkins. So they reset with 10 on the shot clock. Herring, back to Watkins. Watkins, layup is good.
Great pick and roll there by Watkins and Herring. They've been doing that all season. It's just a great combination. Great move down low by the big man.
Delvin Go trying to use his size, loses the basketball.
Again, another turnover by the Singapore Slinger, and it's barely forced there. It's just them getting the ball into a crowded area and not handling it well enough.
Herring, crossover, jumper, too strong.
Everything up until the finish there, but Herring's got to attack the basketball more.
Young, inside, Alexander, rejected by Watkins. Fields, putback is good.
The Singapore Slingers able to recover off of that monster rejection. That really raised the roof here in Gorkar Jaya.
So in terms of matchup, we saw Jawato trying to use his speed against Go, and Go trying to power his way through. And as a coach or as a team, how long do you try to exploit a specific matchup?
Right now, the Singapore Slingers have not really gotten to Go that much. We've only seen him take advantage of that once. I think he's going to be substituted here by Ang Han Bin, maybe to give more defensive effort on Jawato. As you see there at the top of the screen, he's on Jawato right now. So Coach Neo Beng Seng must want that more.
You're right, Nang Han Bin, the sharpshooter, checks in for Singapore. Another turnover for the Stingers.
That's gotta hurt, and They just keep on turning the ball over, and that can't really be good. Coach Niamang Sang's got to figure out how to fix that during the quarter break.
So coming up on 2.5 minutes in the first, back and forth between these two teams. Esho trapped. Watkins sees a lane, flips it up. What foul is called?
I like that from Watkins. He got the ball out of the double team. He was wide open. Usually from earlier games, I feel like Watkins might have attempted those mid-range jumpers, but here in this game, he's made it a point to attack the basketball, to attack the basket aggressively, and it's paying off for the CLS Knights.
So last 5 games, he's been averaging just 11.6 points, and you gotta appreciate that effort trying to attack. Watkins out of Patterson, New Jersey, a product of Syracuse basketball. Misses the first. So it's 14-13 with the story of the game so far. The Knights defense and the Slingers turnovers. As Watkins knocks down the second. 2-point advantage for the home squad. Turnover once again. Tani Kunyaman all alone, all the way.
I was hoping he was going to throw it down there for a while, but nonetheless, still 2 points and another 2 points off turnovers for the CLS Knights.
The hands are up. The defense is on for the Knights. Fields left wide open. And the Knights are giving him that shot early on. Kunyawan, Wong Wei Long, short stand. Oh, sorry, that was not Wong Wei Long, that was Otomo.
Sorry, missed there, and it would have been huge for the Knights as they try to build on the lead, but frustration there from John Fields. The thing here in the first quarter that have been going for the Knights is they have been packing it down in the paint on defense. They're allowing the Slingers to start their offense from outside, not letting it get down low. They've been able to force turnovers, and it's benefited them so far in these first 10 minutes.
Of course, we talked about this during pregame. The Slingers aren't really known for their outside shooting. They love to pack it in the paint, score from the inside. They're a master of points in the paint.
And interestingly, there, Coach Niamang Sang is going to give John Fields a quick breather, bringing Delvin Go back in. Going to see if that'll spread the floor out a bit more.
A minute and 20 remaining in the first. Near steal once more. Young has 6 to work with. Spins, drives inside, but the foul is called.
So that's the first foul by Furman Nugroho, coming in to give Gerald Watkins a breather.
So despite all the turnovers from the Slingers, not shooting well from the outside, it's still a 4-point game. What has been working for the Slingers besides, their problems at the turnovers?
Well, their transition offense, as we saw earlier in some instances, they've been able to force some out of the CLS Knights as well. And once they get in that open court, Jaron Young, Xavier Alexander, John Fields has been able to finish. That's what they've been able to do to keep within that range. But they have really got to handle the ball better here in this game.
So a 3-point lead, 17-14 in favor of Indonesia. Herring, beautiful feed inside. What a pass, what a play.
The defense just collapsed there with the Singapore Slingers. They neglected Nugroho, and he was just wide open. And that doesn't get away from a great passer like Herring.
And the crowd is chanting defense. Young, jumper, that's good.
CLS Knights are going to live with that, though. Those mid-range jumpers off balance. It's 2 points, but they're going to live with it.
Herring up. And the ball will stay with the Knights. Coach Brian Rossum asking for a foul. So a lot of open looks for the Knights so far, exploiting that Slingers defense.
The Knights, though, are loving the contribution from the bench. Nugroho, 2 points. And Kiriniawan, 2 points. Utomo has done great on defense.
Oh, Kunyawan was wide open, but the pass did not get there. Here's goal, spins, kicks it out. Nang Han Bin. No go. Sorry, that was Larry Liu. That's Nang Han Bin. We go to Delvin Go. Delvin Go, that's supposed to be a shot clock violation. And that's what the Knights are complaining. That I believe should have been a shot clock violation.
Brian Rossum livid there.
You see him voicing out, there's no time. So here's that play. So the Slingers take advantage. The foul was called as the shot clock and the game clock went 0. And Delvin Go will shoot a pair. Coach Brian Ross, I'm still complaining. The ref's still talking.
Still, the CLS Knights, they've got to do a better job of closing out on the shooters of the Slingers, and that's why Coach Neo Bang Singh brought in both Larry Liu and Eung Han Bin, who are 2 of his best three-point shooters on the team to space out the floor. They got the CLS Knights out on the perimeter, opened up space for Delvin Go down low, despite whatever the shot clock situation was. Delvin Go had the space to get into the basket and was able to draw the foul.
And despite the complaints from Coach Brian Rossum, Delvin Go will shoot a pair, and he will end the first quarter. He can cut the Knights' lead to just 2. And Delvin Go is hearing it from the crowd here in Gorkirtajaya. Misses the first, much to the delight of the fans here inside. Misses both free throws. The crowd is loving it. And that is how we will end the first quarter. The Knights clinging on to a 19-16 lead. More after this.
Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Traveling kini tak perlu repot tukar uang ke money changer. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Kamu bisa mulai tabungan kamu tanpa khawatir kurs naik turun. Dan dengan kurs kompetitif, bisnis kamu akan selalu mendapat nilai tukar terbaik. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas.
Lapar, makan mie jangan mikir. Nih, piknik, tak bikin dulu.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
So much, and the CLS Knights just have so many opportunities to put points, and that's why they're up in the lead by 3.
And as we begin the second quarter, just like to greet the COO of the CM Basketball League, Mr. Jericho Ilagan. Happy birthday to you, sir.
Happy birthday, Sir Jericho. Wish you a happy and healthy birthday.
Wong Wei Long, left hand layup. No go, but that is a foul on his good friend, Desmond O.
They were talking practically throughout the entire warm-up session. Just two very good friends, played together for a long time with the Singapore Slingers, backcourt partners. It's great to see these kind of rivalries build up in the league, especially in the early stages, just the 9th season. There's so many storylines to exploit and to tell to the fans.
Wong Wei Long, of course, is a two-time local MVP. And is on his 8th year in the league.
Two-time MVP already, and he's having a really good season this year as well. 11 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per game.
And he's only 30 years old. Most of the Slingers started really young when he started out in the league.
It's great development for the Singapore national team pool.
Here is Fields to Alexander. Decide to take it inside. Fields, that jumper has been on and off so far for the Slingers.
And all night, the CLS Knights are going to just sag off that.
Wong Wei Long tried to dish it to Watkins, but the pass is intercepted as Alexander flips it up, falls on the baseline, no call. Now on the other end, it's 5-on-4. Kurniawan, 3. Oh, that was halfway in.
That was a great move by Sandy Kurniawan, though.
Fields, and 1.
Finally able to let off some steam. John Fields, his 8th point in the game, and he has been only 3 for 8 so far. He's gonna get 2 attempts at the free throw line. That's gonna be important since the Knights have been allowing him to take those mid-range jumpers. If he can see these 2 free throws go in, that could spark something up.
So that was just 1 free throw. I think that was the M1 player, if I'm not mistaken. So Wong Wei Long has the basketball with Knights clinging to a 4-point lead. Uses the screen from Esho. They go to Kurniawan, wide open. Another miss from Tiny Kurniawan.
Still, you just can't leave Kurniawan open like that 2 times in a row.
Alexander drives baseline. Takes the short stab jumper, that's good.
Xavier Alexander, always the talker, looking towards the bench, telling them that they can't let him open like that.
Jawato sees an opening, left hand. What a putback jam by Darryl Watkins. Major rack attack.
Finally, after a couple of times, he will put in a monster throwdown.
He was trying that. He tried it twice in the first quarter.
But that putback there was a byproduct of Brandon Jawato just attacking the basket and opening up space for Watkins to go in there for the slam.
So Esho misses on the offensive end for the Knights. Now with the Slingers. Fields drives inside, right-handed layup. And Fields
Down a long-range shot, yes. Yet 0 for 4 for the Knights, 0 for 2 from the Slingers. You'd expect this kind of lack of long-range shooting from the Slingers, but for the Knights to go this long without a single 3-point shot made it weird.
offensive foul. Nope. Coach Neo Benchang was ready to do the offensive foul gesture. Cannot believe that it was a blocking foul call instead. You see the big smile from Coach Neo.
Usually more than not, Desmond O gets those calls. Let's see here again. As you see there, yeah, his feet weren't set there. Just a little bit too slow.
And you see there at the top of your screens, that was Coach Neo trying to do the ref job. 14 to work with for the Knights. So now it's Desmond O versus Jawato. Jawato slashes inside and finishes.
Just all day, you're going to see those green shoes driving straight to the point.
Desmond O gets his own miss. Young from deep, too strong. Herring pushing Jawato, baseline. Oh, that was Esho. Baseline is good.
And that's something that the CLS Knights have missed. That's only Esho's 6th point in the game.
Young loses the leather. Alexander recovers. Goes against among the trees. Oh, that is a foul on Brandon Jawato.
Jawato just flexing right at Desmond Ho after, despite the foul, but showing his strength against the opposing guard. Still, though, you keep seeing that the CLS Knights are packing it down in the paint, even though Xavier Alexander drove towards there. He was unable to find an opening to get his usual layups.
And you mentioned the lack of three-point shooting. You gotta think that the Slingers have it in their game plan to stop the three-point shooting of the Knights.
Done a pretty good job so far.
Shot clock down to 5. Alexander, foul, the bang, and a bucket for the X-Man.
Great job there by Xavier Alexander, getting a little bit of the separation from the pick and rolling the ball in. Will get a chance at an extra point.
Now, since this is the first season that we have 3 World Imports and Singapore getting all 3, what do you think? What have you seen so far from Xavier Alexander? How his role has evolved for the Slingers this year?
The past 3 seasons, he's had to shoulder a lot of the responsibilities, whether it's bringing the ball up or scoring. This year, he has another guy who can help soften the blow a little bit more, and he's been able to thrive in being more of a floor general as well.
And that was Watkins with the short basket as Alexander is bottled up. Young, turnover. Risky pass.
Yeah, and see that's what the Knights defense has been doing. They've been staying there, holding their ground in the paint. And that time, even though Jaren Young had what seemed like a wide open layup, he instinctively just kicked it out because of the previous possessions by the Slingers that they didn't get a clear shot.
So coming up on just under 6 minutes here in the second. No team has yet to get a strong foothold in this game. They go to Jawato. Back to Herring, top of the key. Herring used that Watkins screen. Herring up. Oh! Watkins wanted another throwdown.
And Herring, he is still scoreless in this game. 0-4. It should be 0-5. But he's done a great job on defense, just bothering the Slingers whenever they bring the ball up.
He has been a disruptor of the Singapore offense. And that was another turnover from Singapore.
But still, the Knights are going to need some offensive production from their guard. Again, though, you got to appreciate Daryl Watkins is crashing the boards on offense every time. And he's just putting so much pressure on John Fields to put a body on him.
Ringawan drives inside. Oh, nifty pass to Esho. Esho. Sorry miss, but the Knights recover. Kurunyawan left wide open. Too strong. The crowd wanted that one.
What a sequence that was by the Knights. Unable to get the final touch, but there you see Brian Rosem approving the move by Sandy Kurniawan on the first attempt to get open and get Maxi Esho a wide open attempt, and the pass by Douglas Herring to the corner. Sandy Kurniawan, though, over 3 from the three-point range already. He's got to pick up his shooting soon.
And wow, the Slingers are just throwing the ball left and right, really discombobulated with their offense.
You can see there Michael Johnson not pleased at all. If they're going to play a defensive game where they slow the opponents down, they have got to handle their possessions more. They've got to be more efficient at least getting a good shot at the basket. That
was the 7th turnover. 7th or 8th turnover rather by the Singapore Slingers. So very uncharacteristic by the Slingers here in the first half. Jawalta will inbound. It's Herring versus Young. Now Esho drives baseline, uses his speed. Left, right-hand layup is no go. Young takes a three, doesn't go.
Young has scored 7 points in this game for the Slingers, but it's been a quiet one. He's been only able to get his offense going in the open court. Nothing yet from the set.
Still no basket for Douglas Herring. Misses the gimme. On the other end, Slingers on the counter. That was Larry Liu taking the three. Here is Alexander. So stoppage on the floor.
On just taking and making those 3-point shots.
So that was the first 3-point basket of the game. 0 for 5 for the Knights, 1 for 6 for the Slingers. Here's Esho. Had the shot, decided to give it up. Here he is with the ball once more. Esho against Field. Oh, nice layup from Maxi Esho.
And that's also another point that the Slingers have got to figure out. They've been allowing the CLS Knights to just have their way, penetrating towards the basket, towards the right side of the basket.
Fields versus Watkins. Fields, nowhere to go. Shot clock down to 7. Slingers need to work. Tip by Fields. It's also a miss. Knights are pushing. Jawato loses the leather. Young recovers. So somebody's open. Jawato's late coming back. That's Fields. Turnover again from Singapore.
Non-stop action here by both teams.
Douglas Herring directing traffic. He wants this matchup against Larry Liu. Esho, long bomb. Too strong. So both teams are pushing. Alexander to Fields. Fields, jumper. So the Knights again are giving that baseline jumper, that mid-range jumper to Fields.
Haven't taken a breath yet. It seems like 6 straight possessions without a break.
Watkins, beautiful pass. Back to Watkins, he takes the jumper. So back and forth action, but both teams are missing. Alexander, the hoop plus the harm for the X-Man.
And that finally ends the scoring drought by both teams. It was standing still there for a while, and Xavier Alexander still doing what he does best, driving towards the basket and drawing fouls.
He saw an opening, muscles his way inside.
It's still a pretty close game, but you kind of feel like this is the kind of tempo that the Slingers want to play in. They just want to keep it slow. Don't let the scoring run up a bit. It's not something that the CLS Knights are used to playing, especially here at home.
Here at home, the Knights are shooting and tooting ball club. Now can't seem to find the range so far. Herring posting up against Young. Herring draws the foul. So a minute and 18 remaining. Douglas Herring will troop to the line, try to score his, could you believe, his first points. He's 0 for 6 from the field so far. He does have 5 assists and 2 steals.
So still solid production. If he manages to get some points on the board,
So scoring so far for Indonesia, Watkins has 9, Escher and Jawato both have 8. Wong Wei Leong has a single point. And Herring now has 2. So Knights retake the lead, coming up on a minute remaining before we head into halftime. Larry Liu, Fields, goes closer, hook shot, just a little bit too strong. Herring pushing, Esho from deep, bang shot, Maxi Esho.
That's how he started going. And that's how Maxi Esho gets going as well, just making one shot and then it just keeps on coming. Singapore Slingers have got to watch out for that.
Desmond O, Alexander, 15-footer. Xavier Alexander pouring it on for Singapore here in the first half.
Alexander's been their main guy. He's been doing it all, driving the paint, making his shots. Already 14 points in the game, along with 4 rebounds and 2 assists.
About a 6-second differential between game clock and shot clock, and Douglas Herring will attack with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Uses the pick from Watkins, takes the jumper, and that is good. Alexander, Larry Liu for 3, misses. And that is how the first half will end. Both teams scoring it out. The Knights have a 37-33 lead. Second half coming up between the BTN CLS Knights.
This is where it all begins. We're partners, you and I. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. The partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi Falas. Traveling kini tak perlu repot tukar uang ke money changer. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama. Bank BTN.
Makan mie jangan mikir. Nih, Fit mie, gak bikin gendut.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi Falas. Kamu bisa mulai tabungan kamu tanpa khawatir kurs naik turun. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama. Bank BTN.
Makan mie jangan pakai mikir. Nih, Fit mie, 50 kalori doang. Bisa gitu.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Dengan kurs kompetitif, bisnis kamu akan selalu mendapat nilai tukar terbaik. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
This is where it all begins. We're partners, you and I. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. A partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.
To the Filipinos. And here we go in the third quarter. Slingers have the basketball. They are down by 4. They're trying to get their offense going. Desmond O against Wong Wei Long. Having trouble with the basketball. Jump ball is called. Great defense from the Knights.
Slingers here starting again with a lineup that is going to struggle from downtown. Delvin Go and Desmond O not actually known for their long-range shooting. As you see the spacing on the floor there, CLS Knights able to clamp down in the shaded area.
So here we go on the other end as Esho goes to Watkins. Watkins, difficult pass. Herring falls down on the floor. No foul called, and we are on the other way. And again, unforced turnovers are killing the Singapore Slingers.
They're starting the way how they ended the first half. Not a good way to come out of that locker room. Turning the ball over. Unforced. There was no defense on him at all.
Here's Herring. Oh, Young slips. Herring fails to capitalize.
Herring was able to make one of those before the first half ended. Still shooting blanks though. 6 misses already in this game.
Alexander takes a long shot. Rebound goes to Wong Wei Long. Wong Wei Long pushing. Another slippage on the floor. Swings it over. So a bit of a sloppy play here in the early goings of the second half.
Nearly 2 minutes gone by. No team has put points on the board in the second half.
Alexander against Jawato. Difficult pass inside to Fields. Fields, hook shot. Also a miss. So a couple of misses, turnovers, and slippage. Herring trying to use that pick from Watkins. Here's Jawato. Corner 3 ball is also a miss. So a lot of misses here in the third quarter. They swing it over to Fields. Fields, baseline, reverse. Denied by Watkins.
Great defense there by Watkins, and he's just been doing that all night against John Fields. And John Fields has just been struggling to get anything done in the half-court set.
A strong drive by Fields, but he got bottled up by Watkins. And Fields still trying to complain to the ref as he went up.
Was able to get the 2 points though.
Wong Wei Long slashing inside, difficult pass. And kickball violation. Ball will stick with the Knights.
Still, it's just a passive Wong Wei Long in this game. He hasn't been aggressive as he has been throughout the season. Again, 0 attempts from the field from the point guard.
So substitutions for Singapore.
Again, Coach Neo trying to bring in some spacing, bringing in the shooter Larry Liu in for Desmond O.
Oh, beautiful denial by John Fields. So the floor is slippery, but Fields gets that rejection.
John Fields quick to let Douglas Herring know that he got him.
Here's a replay. Fields met Herring at the tip of his floater.
With his left hand, too. That's something that the CLS Knights have got to watch out. John Fields plays along with his emotions. If you let him to gain steam, he's going to be even more powerful both on both sides of the floor.
So the official's trying to work out that wet spot. TK, the first few minutes of the third here, the Knights have yet to make a basket. What have they been doing or not been doing here in the third?
They've been unable to get things going. I mean, they've been setting up some decent shots, but it's just not the open shots that they get. Again, Douglas Herring hasn't been... Once Douglas Herring is unable to attack the basket like he isn't able to draw the defense away from the other defenders. Shooters like Brendan Juato, Wong Wei Long, they have been able to get going. I just want to see them try going down low to Daryl Watkins, who has been aggressive in the first half, and see what he gets, what he's able to get on John Fields.
So there's a bit of a disconnect. Watkins has been really, really aggressive, more than his usual game so far, but the one who's missing is Wong Wei Long and a little bit of Douglas Herring.
And also, you just want to see them also go to Brandon Jawato more. He was having a great first half, but I feel like the ball has not gone to him as much as you want from a guy who has a mismatch like that.
There we go. Douglas Herring. He heard us. He heard us.
And that might get things going for him.
And certainly gets the crowd up. Turnover again for the Slingers.
Coach Neo Bensing has got to have a tough practice session ready for when the Slingers get back home with this kind of performance they're putting on and handling the ball.
Herring attacks, sees daylight. Foul is called on the drive. Strong move by Douglas Herring. And with the stare down against Fields.
And as you see there, when the CLS Knights attack, you're going to see a little bit of that. They have so much space because of the respect that their shooters have, those Jawato, Wong Wei Long, even though if they haven't been knocking the lights out. Larry Liu and Delvin Go has got to stretch it out, and that just leaves so much space for Douglas Herring and Daryl Watkins to play their pick and roll, their two-man game, and it results in these 2 free throws here.
Herring knocks down the first.
That is also important. It was John Fields' third personal foul.
2 for 2 for Douglas Herring. Seven-point lead for in the Indonesian squad. Young takes aim from deep. Sorry miss there.
Young still not able to make any of his three-point shots. He needs to get that going as one of the more reliable three-point shooters on this team.
So coming up on 6 minutes here in the third. Slingers were the first one to put points in the scoreboard in the third, but then the Knights have countered. Esho left wide open. Esho makes them pay with a triple.
And here the Knights come. Douglas Herring started it with a 3. Maxi Esho starting to pile it on.
Biggest lead for the Knights, 45-35. Fields spins inside. Another miss. Delvin Go is there to clean up the mess.
Good job there by both Fields and Delvin Go. Just go straight in the paint. They just need to get that going, but and that stops the 8-0 run by the Knights.
Herring to Watkins. Tries to whip it inside to Esho. Pass picked up by Fields. Young to Larry Liu. Corner 3. Rebound to Liu. Tap it back out. Liu again. This time knocks it down.
Just as you thought that the Knights were going to pull away, 2 big baskets by the Slingers to get to within 5 once again.
Here's Wong Wei Long. He needs to get aggressive. They go to Watkins. So Slingers are packing inside. Esho sees daylight. Lefty layup is good.
Interesting move there by Coach Neil Bansing to set up a 2-3 zone with Delvin Go up at the top, and Maxi Esho takes advantage of that slow up top of the 2, goes straight into the paint.
John Fields cleans up the mess with a strong jam inside.
A lapse there on the defensive, boxing out, giving space to John Fields.
Here's that zone that you talked about. Knights swing it over. Wong Wei Long. Beautiful pass inside. Watkins with a reverse.
It doesn't seem like a good move so far. So there's 2 easy baskets allowed and straight in the paint by Wong Wei Long attacking straight down the middle.
Fields spins. Right hand hook shot. A miss from John Fields. Here is Esho. Esho flips it up. Wild shot from Maxi Esho. Young goes behind his back. Pass intended for Fields hits the rim, and we are on the other end. Jawato all day to shoot. Could not capitalize.
Both teams going into a slump yet again. It's been the story of the entire game.
No scoring ball game so far. Oh, Delvin Go got the step on Jawato. He got the seal inside and draws the foul on Brandon Jawato.
Good positioning there by Delvin Go, and also good spacing from the Singapore Slingers to leave that side wide open. John Fields backed away a little, leaving the floor for Delvin Go to once again take advantage of his size difference against Jawato down low.
Delvin Go in his 7th year in the ABL. Modest averages of 9 points, 7.3 rebounds, but he's one of the more productive locals for Singapore.
He started the season strong, but I think that he's fallen off a little bit here as the season progressed. He's got to add something more to his arsenal to give the Slingers a little more oomph on offense.
So substitution, Delvin goes, takes a breather. Wong Wei Long, top of the key. We go to Watkins, baseline. Shot does not work. Wong Wei Long falls, stumbles. Larry Liu takes a closer look, air ball.
Shots continuing to fall short on both ends. Teams have barely scored 10 points here in this quarter with 2 minutes left.
Jawato. In and out for Brandon Jawato. That was a beautiful find from Douglas Herring, whipping it over to Jawato. Just failing to knock it down. Fields goes up strong, draws the foul.
Good recognition by Fields. He got the ball at the top of the key. Saw Furman Nugroho vulnerable in the middle of the paint. Easy decision for him to just pile drive through.
So the shots are not falling for these two teams. If you're one of the veterans, if you're guys like Maxi Esho, Xavier Alexander, what do you have? What kind of mindset do you have to have in this type of situation when the shots are not falling?
Well, I mean, when the shots are not falling in game action, I think it would be smart, just as John Fields had done here, to just attack the basket, go at the defense, and try to get fouls just to get to the free throw line. And once that contact starts happening, the defense has got to sag off a little bit. They can't be more aggressive on that end. It opens up the flow a bit more, and that's something that Xavier Alexander and Maxi Esho might want to focus on doing.
Great point. As both teams have not found their range, but they are trooping to the free throw line. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third canto. Sandy Cornyawan is in. Here's Esho posting up against Alexander. He loves that baseline. Jawato, left-hand layup. High off the glass and in.
Jawato, he's not knocking it down from long range. He's only 0 for 4, but he has been having a field day just driving and putting it into the basket, whether it's from the right or left hand. I think that might have been a warning of delay of game for the CLS Knights. Can't touch the ball after a made basket.
Fields draws the foul and the basket.
And the Slinger smart there, acknowledging that Gerald Watkins has gone off the floor, going straight to Fields.
That's got to be a tough for Nugroho. Against the bigger and stronger Fields. Here's the replay. Just mussing his way.
It's a learning process from Nugroho. He's just got to bulk up and be able to withstand these imports, just as Delvin Go has done over his past 7 seasons for the Slingers. And Nugroho is going to learn. He's going to be able to figure out how to start defending these imports properly.
So from a 10-point lead, now it's a 2-point game. The Slingers have come back. A minute remaining in the third. Jawato. Oh, that was Esho, tries a long bomb.
Slingers reverting back to the man-to-man defense, and it's paying off.
Young goes strong to the hoop. Fields is there for the putback, and we are all tied up at 51.
And that's what's been working for the Singapore Slingers, just attacking the basket, and it's just created open opportunities.
Herring answers with a 3.
Douglas Herring always coming up with those big shots, not hesitating at all, even with a hand in his face.
Just under 20 seconds remaining in the third. Shot clock below 10 seconds. Alexander trapped. Fields. Oh, nice pass by Fields. Kelvin Lim knocks it down.
Slingers just eating up in the paint for this latter part.
Herring at the buzzer. Misses on his 3. It's a 1-point game. Stay with us. This is a good one between the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia and Singapore Slingers. 54-53. Back for more after this.
Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Traveling kini tak perlu repot tukar uang ke money changer. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Kamu bisa mulai tabungan kamu tanpa khawatir kurs naik turun. Dan dengan kurs kompetitif, bisnis kamu akan selalu mendapat nilai tukar terbaik. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas.
Lapar. Makan nih jangan mikir. Nih, nih, ada jam dulu.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
11-10, Slingers 12-7. A win here from either team will guarantee a spot in the playoffs. As we take a look at the scoring, Knights built a 10-point lead in the third, but the Slingers have countered. Fields, hook shot, too strong. Fields gets his own miss, and that's where Fields has been working throughout this contest. Those putbacks, those offensive rebounds.
The first attempt there didn't look really well. It looked off balance. Not the kind of aggressive attack in the basket that you want, but nonetheless, you got the putback, 2 points, and putting the Slingers back in the lead.
Jawato, three-ball corner pocket, no go. So Daryl Watkins back in, he's on Fields. Alexander's guarded by Esho. Slingers trying to look for an open man. They go for Fields. You see that Watkins didn't even put a hand up. They want that from Fields.
Yeah, and even though he knocks down those, the Slingers, the Knights have planned that they're going to live with it. They just got to stick to their game plan.
Esho! Oh, up and under. Sorry, miss from Maxi Esho.
Maxi Esho still struggling to score. 16 points, but 16 attempts as well. Not the usual efficient line.
And we just had like a 1 or 2 Maxi Esho moments. He usually puts up like 5 or 6 Maxi Esho moments. Alexander drives hard. Ball is loose. Ball's picked up by Wong Wei Long. Here he is. Oh, that was a beautiful swipe by Jaren Young just at the right minute. Last second.
Able to pick up from their mishaps on the other end.
So only sidelines out of inbound. No free throws. Jawato. Oh, left open. Fields did not bother to reject that shot.
And 2 possessions ago, you saw Brenda Jawato was frustrated for not making his threes, but he's just got to stay focused. He's been doing so well attacking the basket. He's just got to keep on going there. The threes will come, but he's just got to keep on doing what he does well.
Fields. Mid-range. And we talked about it. They're giving him that shot. Talking about the Knights. They give it to their point guard, Douglas Herring. Just under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Herring. So a lot of misses here, and that's largely because of the defenses by these 2 teams. Nang Han Bin. Finally a long bomb from the Singapore Slingers.
And that's a big one too, giving the Slingers the biggest lead of the game. That's also going to force the Knights to be a little bit more conscious of the spreading the floor of the Slingers.
You see the lineup here by the Slingers. They've got Kelvin Lim, Nang Han Bin, try to spread the floor a little bit. Now it's the Knights' turn to turn the ball over.
Seems a little bit unusual for the Knights to start collapsing at home in the fourth quarter. They're still only down by 4 points. Coach Brian Rossum has got to let them know that's a lot of time left in the game.
Alexander. Bank shot is a miss. Herring waits for his teammates. Jawato. 3. Yes, sirree! Brandon Jawato.
And there we go. He's been struggling with that all game. Finally knocks one down. That'll get the Knights going.
1 point game. 6 minutes remaining. John Fields posting up. Hook shot. Rebound this time secured by the Knights. Herring against Young. Sizing up Young. Watkins, Jawato, another one. Brandon Jawato, back-to-back threes.
That man has been doing it for the Knights all game.
Brandon Jawato showing us his range.
And time and again, John Fields attacking the basket, but having to settle for that right hook. He has 25 points, but it's come on 26 attempts.
Where do the Slingers go in this possession? They want an answer. They go to Fields. Hesitated. He hesitated with the basketball, and Douglas Herring picked it up beautifully.
And CLS Knights, again, doing a great job defending John Fields. He's such a good talent on offense, and they've countered perfectly.
The Knights are looking for an open man. Herring slicing inside. Up and under. Sorry, miss. Oh! An elbow from John Fields. And he hears it from the crowd. Smart move by Douglas Herring. Not so smart from John Fields. He got baited by Herring. You could argue that was a flop, but he got baited.
And that's an easy call. That's an easy call.
That should be his 4th foul. John Fields will have to sit down. Much to the delight of this crowd here inside Gorkar Tejaya.
Fields has got to keep a level head. He knows he has 3 fouls. He knows that Douglas Herring was not going to get the ball out of his hands anyway. He's got to maintain his composure, and just get the ball up the floor.
So because of that elbow, that was a technical foul. So Herring misses that technical free throw. Here is another one. He gives the Knights a 63-60 lead, 4:40 remaining. And they will have the basketball.
Big turn of events there for the Singapore Slingers. They had the ball. They were down by only 2 points. Ready to go back on the other end. Now the lead is up to 3, and they don't have possession of the ball as well.
So the Knights have figured in 3 straight highly contested ball games. First was the overtime win against Mono. Then on the road, it was only their 3rd win. But the past 2 games, they have been tested. And Coach Brian Rossum said after that overtime win, if they want to make it to the playoffs and if they want to be successful in the playoffs, they have to win in these close encounters.
And that's what they're doing well. They're trying to close it out here against the Slingers. Feisty team, and any game you can close it out against the Slingers in a dogfight like this, you're going to get a good experience out of it.
Slingers, on the other hand, have won 3 straight. They're looking to make it 4 in a row, but they are down by 3. Wong Wei Long. That would have brought the house down if he knocked that one. Four and a half to play. Alexander, 15-footer. That's good.
Alexander's been pretty quiet since the end of the first half. He had only 2 points in the 3rd quarter. Adds 2 more with that mid-range. Jay, he might have to get things going with John Fields struggling with foul trouble.
Fields with 4. Watkins attacks. Darrell Watkins bags it in.
Smart move by Watkins there. He knows that John Fields was struggling with foul trouble. Drives it straight into the chest, unable to draw the foul, but gets the 2 points.
Alexander. Fields to Nang Han Bin. Nang Han Bin. Not the kind of shot you wanted. Han Bin, of course, more of a spot-up shooter. Slingers will have to defend here. Watkins one-on-one against Fields. Esho sees an opening. But that is a traveling call. He is pleading to the referee.
Esho has got to watch out for that. But he has been struggling all day. The Singapore Slingers putting the physical presence on defense on Esho to keep him from scoring easily. It's limited to 16 points so far. They just got to do a better part for themselves on the offensive end.
Here is John Fields. He has 4 fouls going up against Watkins. Fields slips. And the whistle is called. Jump ball.
John Fields there seemed like he was trying to prove a point by going into the paint there, going up against Darrell Watkins, saying that he's not afraid of physical contact. You just come at me. I know I have 4 fouls. And that's a strong gesture for the Slinger center, but it's also a good move as well because Darrell Watkins is going to go on the other side knowing that Fields is ready for that contact.
What do you want to see more from the Slingers offense in this last 3 minutes?
I just want to see more from Jaren Young and Xavier Alexander, especially Young. He has been so quiet. 7 points, 8 attempts, and for an import on the team, you bring in Jaren Young for the scoring because you already have Alexander as the facilitator. You already have John Fields as the post presence. Jaren Young has really got to step up his game, especially in these final 3 minutes.
Brandon Jawato, he has stepped up big time here in the 4th. He'll inbound the ball. They go to Watkins. Will he get the 4th foul, with the 5th foul rather, from John Fields? Collision, and that would be a foul. That should be on Xavier Alexander.
Knights, though, playing smart basketball, is going straight to Watkins. They know they have the advantage there. Bit misfortune by Xavier Alexander, unable to handle his footing. Slingers, though, they have to get things going. They have to get things started on the defensive end. They've got to figure out a way to get the ball out of Watkins' hands, whether it's double teaming him when John Fields is locked up with him down in the paint.
And Watkins misses the first free throw.
Slingers just have to get out in that open court where they thrive on. That's what they've been lacking so far in the second half.
Watkins goes 0 for 2, so it's still a 3-point game. Alexander takes aim from deep. Xavier Alexander ties the game with a 3.
Sharp shooting X-Man all of the sudden. 2 for 3 from long range. He ties up the game. What a big shot by the X-Man.
With his teammates struggling, the X-Man has taken upon himself to tie this game. Wong Wei Long slips. And that should be a double dribble from Wong Wei Long. Refs caught it.
Good defense there by Jaron Young to close out on Wong Wei Long, who was struggling with his footing. Crowd is silenced here for these final 2 minutes as the Slingers looking to gain the lead on this possession.
That was a silencer of a shot from Xavier Alexander. Here he is, last 2 minutes here in Gorkert Jaya. A play of birth at stake. Here we go. Young. Larry Liu nearly gives the Singapore Slingers the lead.
Nearly good ball rotation there by the Singapore Slingers. Xavier Alexander kicked out of the double team. Still struggling from long range though.
Herring bounce pass to Watkins. Watkins! Oh, a fall. The sorry misses. That's gotta hurt. That has got to hurt if you're Darryl Watkins and Douglas Herring.
There's too much concentration there by Watkins.
X-Man gives the Slingers the lead. Let it out, X-Man. He has been absolutely brilliant. 67-65. Here we go. A minute remaining, 2-point game. Knights down by 2. They go to Watkins. He's guarded by Fields. Watkins, and he draws the 5th and final foul against John Fields.
And finally, after attempting so many times, gets that crucial call. John Fields knows it.
And he hears it from the crowd.
But it won't matter much if Darryl Watkins cannot make these 2 free throws. He went over 2 last time.
Oh! Could not get the bounce on the first.
Watkins is feeling the pressure right now, but still, nonetheless, they were able to take John Fields out of the equation.
So 1 for 2 for Watkins. 1-point game. 45 seconds remaining. The ball is in the hands of the X-Man. Alexander still with the leather. He is up against Watkins, 1-on-1. Alexander. Tough fall away. Xavier Alexander. Wow.
How big has the X-Man been in these final 2 minutes? A mini 7-point run with on their side this time, down by 3 against the Slingers.
They're looking for a Hail Mary here in Indonesia. Here we go. Gut check time here in Gorkert Jaya. And Douglas Herring, easy layup. And that was a weird sequence. He was all alone.
That was surprising by the Singapore Slingers. Looked like they just...
Maxi Esho defending him. They go to Young. So no foul. They're waiting for the shot clock. 4-second differential. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Young hoists it up. Too strong. Rebound Desmond. Oh! Crucial rebound by the ABL veteran.
Wow, what a lapse by the CLS Knights on defense. No one put a body on Desmond. Oh, the long bounce goes straight to his hands, and that's a tough break, especially when it's not a team foul and they're going to inbound the ball.
They played terrific defense for about 15 seconds. So we'll take a quick break. Timeout on the floor. 1-point games. 4 and 10 seconds remaining. Nice see the foul, and they do. Herring fouls Young. Here we go. That's the guy you talked about.
Yeah, but also the Slingers wanted the ball in Jaron Young's hands. That's the confidence they have for their score. But still, not enough team fouls yet. They're still inbound the ball, burning off a second off the clock. Wow.
Terrific defense. The Slingers could not inbound. What is the call here? Nearly a turnover there by the Slingers. The crowd was already reacting. But the Slingers will have another crack at it. 3.3 remaining. They go to Delvin Go, quickly fouled by Jawato.
Big free throws coming up for Delvin Go. He has gone 2 for 4.
So not in the penalty just yet. Crucial substitution here. Utomo checks in. Also Sandy Kurinyawan. Oh, beautiful play. Larry Liu has it. What an inbounds play by the Singapore Slingers. Caught the Knights sleeping.
And that has gotta hurt. A defensive lapse in the final seconds. Burning off 2 precious seconds off the clock. That's gonna hurt. So Larry Liu finally getting 2 attempts.
Knocks down the first. He can make this a 3-point game.
But with 0.7 seconds on the clock, I don't know if Xavier Alexander just walked out to tell him to intentionally miss the second one.
He knocks down the second. And I think no timeouts remaining. And that will do it. A loss by the Slingers. The loss by the Knights. The Slingers have done it. 71-68. Great ending by the Singapore Slingers. Xavier Alexander put the finishing touches. And great defense and great execution down by the stretch from Singapore.
Still just a great game, bro.
Are 13-7 with this 71-68 win, while the Knights dropped to 11-11. That was a weird ending, and we've seen
This is where it all begins. The leap of faith. The first step to the journey. Towards the unknown. The challenging. The daunting. But when we're together, hand in hand, the journey becomes exciting. We're partners, you and I, together, facing your fears, pursuing your passion, breaking boundaries, building your future, overcoming challenges, celebrating every achievement. When we're together, We're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. Good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. A partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.